Good morning. So today it's Monday, the 9th of July. We're in the first full week of the Labour government. There's four stories I want to talk about today. I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as I can. So the first one I want to get through is basically the shameful coverage of the election on the BBC, where the Green Party is completely ignored, apparently. And they've made a complaint about it, which is good. So the Green Party complained to BBC over failure to broadcast election wins. Yeah. It's all reform, reform, reform. The Green Party, if they don't get bugger all. The Green Party have submitted a complaint to the BBC after it failed to broadcast the party's historic election wins during its coverage of the general election results. As they should, yeah, good. While the BBC devoted large portions of its coverage during the campaign and election night to Reform UK, and UKIP, we always go in question time, it's stupid. Green Party getting nowhere. The party ended up with just one more seat than the similarly sized Green Party of England and Wales. However, despite the Green Party vastly improving their representation in Westminster from one seat to four, party leader Carla Denion's declaration was not broadcast. Absolutely disgraceful. Plus, they came second in like 40 seats or something. Green Party councillor Nate Higgins has now submitted an official complaint to the BBC, claiming there is no justification for appearing to ignore the party's victories. Yeah, disgraceful. During the coverage of the general election, the BBC broadcast live the declarations of the leaders of the Liberal Labour, Conservative, Liberal Democrats, and Reform UK parties and their speeches, he said, but not the Greens. Inexplicably, neither the declaration in Bristol Central, Carla Denyer, or Waveney Valley, Adrian Ramsay, were broadcast, despite both stunning gains for the Green Party co-leaders. And yeah, this is a tweet what Nate sent. Their speeches were also not broadcast. There is no justification for treating the Green Party differently from every other English party leader. Absolutely right. Additionally, the win in Bristol Central was simply announced as the Green Party having won Bristol Central. So now let's go to Ian Duncan Smith. He then accused the BBC of playing down the impact of Green wins of the political landscape of the UK. Additionally, the BBC broadcast the declaration in the safe Labour seat of Bristol, Brighton, Kemp Town, but didn't broadcast the declaration in Brighton Pavilion, which was an interesting seat due to Caroline Lucas stepping down. North Herefordshire was also not broadcast. This had the effect of playing down the impact and scale of Green wins and meant there was less airtime for Green politicians because their speeches were not broadcast. Disgraceful. The Green Party had clearly telegraphed a target seat and potential gains is so ignorance is not an excuse for not broadcasting any other declaration of the Green MPs. It comes after the Scottish Greens also reported gains in the general election, placing third in a number of seats and second in many English and Welsh seats, gaining more than 13% of the vote in Glasgow itself. Yeah. So why broadcast all the leaders of every party, but why is the Greens being ignored? It's absolutely disgraceful. Just like in question time, Farage, every bloody week. And then he complains about not getting enough coverage. It's disgraceful. Yeah, so this is good. He should complain, and BBC need to apologise. Shameful. So the next story, this is from gov.uk actually, about the Border Security Command, what Yvette Cooper has launched. So it's a good thing that the Rwanda bill has been scrapped. It's completely inhumane and plus a lot of money, but more importantly, so inhumane. Let's see what this is going to be like. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has today set out the first steps to establishing a new UK Border Security Command, BSC. This will strengthen Britain's border security and smashed the criminal smuggling gangs, making millions out of small boat crossings. Yeah, I didn't really know it was the actual gang that was doing the small boats, to be honest. I don't know exactly the full story about that. Rapid recruitment for an exceptional leader used to working in complex and challenging environments. For example, at senior levels of policing, intelligence, or the military will kick off tomorrow, Monday, 8th of July. Well, it's Tuesday now, with a new recruit expected to take up the post in the coming weeks. Reporting directly to the Home Secretary, the Border Security Commander will provide strategic direction to work across agencies, drawing together the work of the National Crime Agency, NCA, intelligence agencies, police, immigration enforcement, and border force to better protect our borders and go after the smuggling gangs facilitating small boat crossings. Protect our borders from what? Following the Home Secretary's instruction, a core team in the Home Office is establishing the remit, governance, and the strategic direction of a new command. Early legislation is being prepared to introduce new counter-terror style powers, what terror, and stronger measures to tackle organised immigration crime. She has also commissioned a bespoke investigation from the department and the NCA into the latest routes, methods, and tactics used by people smuggling gangs across Europe to inform a major law enforcement drive over the coming months. The BSC will draw on substantial additional resources with work to bring in more investigators, experts, and analysts to tackle organised immigration crime starting on Monday. Yeah, I really don't know much about this immigration crime. I know about the coming over and boats and whatever, asylum seekers, but I don't know about the crime bit. A significant number of these will be based across Europe, working with Europol, whatever that is, and European police forces to disrupt the activity of criminal smuggling gangs and ensure those profiting from people smuggling are brought to justice. In a call to the Director General of the NCA, Graham Bigger, the Home Secretary, stressed, as I thought the Home Secretary was, yep, oh no, that's right. I kind of misread that. The Home Secretary stressed the need to break the business model of the criminal smuggling gangs, going after the ability to communicate, move people across Europe and their profit. The Home Secretary will have further calls this week with European Interior Ministers, with the Director General of Europol to discuss strengthening security cooperation. Excuse me. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper said, criminal smuggling gangs are making millions out of small boat crossings. Okay. Undermining our border security and putting lives at risk. I don't know about putting lives at risk. I've never. But anyway, we can't carry on like this. We need to tackle the root of the problem, going after these dangerous criminals and bringing them to justice. Where are they then? The criminals, that is. The Border Security Command will be a major step change in UK enforcement officers' efforts to tackle unorganised immigration crime, drawing on substantial resource work across Europe and beyond to disrupt trafficking networks and to coordinate with prosecutors in Europe to deliver justice. Work is underway to bring in a Border Security Command to lead this work, and we will begin recruitment on additional capacity in the National Crime Agency immediately. Okay, yeah, so I didn't know it was the gangs that was actually sending them over in boats. I thought they were just coming over by choice, just ordinary people. Yeah, so that's news to me actually. Okay, let's see how this is going to work. I don't know, but yeah, but I'm glad the Rwanda bill is been scrapped. That's completely wrong. Right. Anyway, the next article I'm going to cover is it's about Labour's home policy. So apparently, we're not going to build any new county homes. This is affordable homes, apparently. This is a metro. Here's where Labour wants to kick off its plans to build 1,500,000 homes. Really? Not on Greenbelt, I hope. Labour's new Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, used her first speech in office to promote 1,500,000 new homes over the next 5 years. It's part of her plan to kickstart economic growth by overhauling the planning system, reintroducing mandatory housing targets and accelerating stalled housing sites. Yeah, there's quite a few in Plymouth actually. Some new housing what's been abandoned since the COVID. There's not been any work in them, half built and whatnot. Need to get back to work on them. Planning reform has become a byword for political timidity in the face of vested interest and a graveyard of economic ambition, Reeves said. Warning the UK is in the worst set of circumstances since the Second World War video. Reeves claimed the country's economy is £140 billion smaller video than it would have been had it kept pace with the other OECD members, or whatever that means. This cost the country £58 billion, fucking hell, in potential tax revenues last year alone. Money that could have gone to the NHS, schools, and public services, according to Reeves. Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. Instead of bombing countries and whatnot. She said our economy has been held back by decisions deferred and decisions stopped. Political self-interest put ahead of a national interest, a government that put party first, country second, yeah. You can abolish austerity, that would be a start. Austerity is the biggest crime in here, causing us misery in it. The new government has already lifted a ban on onshore wind farms in England. Okay, that's good, yeah. Wind farms is good, but I don't know. I mean, Adrian Ramsay from Green, he doesn't want it. I don't know. Now it's also turning its sights to 4 construction projects across England, which could deliver more than 14,000 homes once complete. Excuse me. Wales is first on the high list of places Labour promised to deliver new houses. So we've got Liverpool Central Docks, Langley, Sutton Coldfield, Worcestershire Parkway, and Northstowe, Cambridgeshire. Reeves said that the Labour government will create a new task force to accelerate stalled housing countries in our country. That's what David would have said. Some are more stalled than others, but what are they? So Liverpool Central Docks have granted planning permission in March 2023. This is described as a beating heart of Peel Group's £5.5 billion Liverpool water development. If complete, it could see the construction of 330 new smart homes in addition to the existing 237 occupied homes and a new ferry terminal to the Isle of Man. Okay. The wider Liverpool Waters project, aimed at regenerating the city's historic docks, played a role in UNESCO stripping its World Heritage status in 2021. Yeah. Chris Cates, Director of Development of Liverpool Waters, said, "It is great to hear the new Chancellor of the Exchequer has Central Docks on her radar and is looking to accelerate the delivery of a highly sustainable housing community, delivering thousands of homes as well as creating one of Liverpool's largest new green spaces." Right? You need more counter homes, rented accommodation, not just the right to buy crap. The team at Peel Waters welcomes any opportunity to work in partnership with the new government to drive forward the waterfront regeneration of the Liverpool's Northern Docklands. Okay, so next is Worcestershire Parkway. Centred on the Worcestershire Parkway train station, opened in February 2020, this would be a whole new town of some 10,000 homes if completed, right? St Modern Homes and Hallam Land Management put forward initial plans for 2,500 homes in October last year. Proposals include 2 primary schools and 2 neighbourhood centres, along with employment opportunities, Worcestershire News reported. The developer's final vision for 2060 is a carbon-neutral functioning town with an estimated population of 24,000, close to Junction 7 of the M5. Okay. Northstowe, Cambridgeshire. This would be the UK's biggest housing development since the grid plan of Milton Keynes was built from scratch in the mid-1960s. Really. With no shop, cafe, or GP surgery built in the 6 years since the first residents moved in. Bloody hell. That's a shock. Especially a GP surgery, which you need. It was dubbed a broken promise with no heart by the BBC in July 2023. It had 3 schools by then, along with a public transport system, sports facilities, and more than 1,200 homes inhabited. Once completed, developer L&Q Estates hoped it would house roughly 26,000 people and 10,000 new properties just northwest of Cambridgeshire. The university city has one of the worst housing crises in the UK, according to Freddie Proposer, executive director of the housing campaign group Price Out. Its university economy and proximity to London drive demand with nowhere near enough homes to meet it, he told the Financial Times. Just last month, South Cambridgeshire councillors warned of a crisis given by the incredible costs by young people looking for somewhere to live in the local area, Cambridgeshire Live reported. For now, however, the rate North is scaling up feels far short of a vital vision promised to its pioneer residents like Pamela Nally. The 43-year-old expected amenities to open within a year of buying her home there in February 2021. She said it's like building a home without a kitchen. So why haven't you done it then? So it's stupid, just abandon it completely. People need things. Langley, Sutton Coldfield. This town on the northeastern edge of Birmingham is already home to 110,000 people. Described by developers as an unparalleled opportunity, his project could see an extra 5,500 homes built on the field between Sutton Coldfield and the A38. It would also include a secondary school, as more than six nurseries, 3 primary schools, along with parks, a health centre and a sports hub. Although Sutton Coldfield isn't exactly known for its housing woes, its next-door neighbour, dubbed the youngest city in Europe, is expected to soon have a chronic housing shortage. With 40% of Birmingham's residents under the age of 35, a large number of people are expected to be seeking homes of their own in the next 20 years. Still, at the planning stage, the scheme has managed to cause some controversy already, Birmingham Live reported. Local residents have expressed anger at plans they say would destroy trees and hedges and erect a barrier between the new site and the existing Walmley. David Cook, planning spokesperson for Walmley Residents Association, said, "We did not want this development, but we have it. There's no point fighting lost battles, but we have to make the most of it." Okay? Some of these new issues were picked up by Dr. Abby O'Connor, a researcher of a new economic forum think tank, who criticised the housing plan on Twitter. O'Connor said, "Building homes without necessary infrastructure, creating isolated communities, yeah, it's stupid. If you're going to build homes, you need to have services around them to accommodate the residents so they can use them. Or shops and surgeries and schools and what have you. No investment in social housing and protections for renters equals remaining crisis. Relying on private development, profit over quality, yeah. You need counter homes." She added, "Social homes can't be a byproduct of private development, absolutely. You need counter homes for the poor people and what, not just private people, not just private homes and what." Anyway, last story, we go to America and the presidential election. The Guardian view on Joe Biden's re-election bid: Democrats can't go on like this. Yeah, he needs to resign, really. Otherwise, Trump's going to get in and they're going to get through this Project 2025 shit, which is going to be really, really bad. The US president is still in denial about his ability to take on Donald Trump, but his party is not. Yeah, shocking. Joe Biden says only the Lord Almighty can make him quit his re-election bid. Oh, God, God, God. "I am not going anywhere," he insisted in a surprise call to a morning talk show on Monday, having warned off party colleagues of further discussion in a letter. "Anyone wanting to step aside," he said, "should challenge me at the convention in August." Yeah, August is only a month away. Yeah, they need to, not in August, now. Perhaps he would better understand the problem if he had watched his disastrous debate appearance. Yeah, I didn't watch the debate, but apparently it was really, really bad. Everyone on CNN criticised him for it. If the president is still in denial, far fewer lawmakers, donors and supporters believe that his candidacy is sustainable amid mounting concern about his capabilities. Resilience is a virtue. Mr. Biden has shown it in spades, and he has served the man and his country well. His grit and application helped us to save the United States from the second Trump term and to recover from the first. But knowing when to quit matters too. In 2020, Mr. Biden subscribed himself as a bridge to new generation leaders. Stepping aside now would be a belated act of dignity and wisdom. Clinging on as the Democrats head towards November in a doom-spiraled division and recrimination leading to Donald Trump's return to the White House would ever tarnish his name. Yes, it would. He needs to go while he still can. Have Gavin Newsom or Dean Phillips run for president. They'll be much better. Mr. Biden's inner circle is clannish, whatever that word means. As Congress reconvenes for the first time since the debate, he needs to listen to other sympathetic voices. It's not only self-described friendly pundits who have urged him to give up his candidacy, it's also donors and elected lawmakers, both publicly and in the case of more influential figures, privately. Even a senior White House official reportedly agrees. Party elders have avoided ringing in endorsements. So yeah, it's really bad. Mr. Biden, borrowing Mr. Trump's rhetoric, blames elites for hobbling him. While some grassroots supporters remain staunch, others want him to call a halt. There is no doubt that the discussion is damaging. But all those calling on him to step aside understand what is at stake. Yes, of course, oh yeah, absolutely. If Trump gets in, we're fucked. It's going to be complete fascism. We can talk more about that in another video. It is precisely because they dread defeat, not only from self-interest, but for the sake of the country and its democracy, that they demand action. They believe Mr. Biden cannot now beat Mr. Trump. Another candidate might. No more than that, it is a gamble, but less so when the alternative looks like odds on defeat. That's an understatement. Every appearance will be pored over for signs of physical frailty and cognitive incapacity. Plus, both too old as well. Further suggestions of declining ability will surface. One Democratic congressman is said to have told colleagues that the president has trouble putting two sentences together. Yeah. Any doubt voiced by a Democrat will be replayed endlessly in attack ads. Yeah. While Mr. Biden has defied expectations before, electors know that physical and mental decline in older people can be cruel and swift. Yeah. No number of good days will erase the bad. Many Democrats hope for a coronation from Kamala Harris, the vice president. Maybe. Will she be any better? Probably. I'm still thinking Newsom or Phillips. Even if Mr. Biden steps aside, a contested convention of candidates taking chunks out of each of them might damage the eventual nominee. Yet, you've got to just have him resign and maybe just completely redo all primaries. Just get it all over and done with. Get a new candidate in. Others believe that a contest would generate excitement and dominate the media, denying airtime to Mr. Trump. Maybe, yeah, that would be a good time as well. That would be a good thing as well. It would allow the party to test candidates and avoid committing to another one who proves not to be up to the task. Either way, the route ahead would be thorny, but it's hard to see the party returning to the path of silent political loyalty. That's how it ended up here. So yeah, it's really bad now for the president. He needs to go. Need to get someone in quickly to challenge Trump, beat him, and just need to abolish SCOTUS, get this presidential immunity crap, and Project 2025 as well. That needs to go as well. Anyway, so thank you. So that's the news today. So I'll be back soon with another video with some more news soon. Bye bye.